Okay, agile methodology. Now, what is methodology? Methodology basically is nothing but some set of rules that we are going to follow for the whole software, excuse me, development life cycle. Now, what does that mean? Like, we are going to develop a software. We are going to make a software. Let's say it's going to take 6 months and it will be involved like say 20 people. So in 6 months, 20 people will be working in this project, right, to make this software. Now, since a lot of people and is a long time period, so we need to follow certain rules so that everybody can work in orderly manner. Everybody knows what's going on. Uh, so we need to follow some rules. Basically, a group of people are going to follow certain rules for, let's say, next 6 months to develop a software. Those rules are methodology. Is nothing but an approach. Methodology is nothing but an approach to develop a software. Okay, it's very simple, nothing complicated. It's simple. Some rules that we are going to follow to make a software. That's it. Now, there are different standard rules in the market, like say waterfall, agile, B model, iterative, different kinds of rules we have in the market. So the most popular is the agile. We are going to talk about agile today. So once again, what is methodology? It's an approach that we are going to follow to develop a software, to test a software, to deliver the software to our client. We make the software for what? A software company make a software for his client, for somebody else, right? So if it takes 6 months, in this period of 6 months, the software company will communicate with the with his client, communicate with his client. Now, how he's going to communicate, when he's going to communicate, and communication means what? Like what he's going to tell his client. All these kind of different thing are like kind of rules that we are going to follow our methodology. It's like a plan. If I go on a Europe tour with 20 people, 20 people we are going to for like say 1 month in a Europe tour. So we have to follow certain rules, standard rules, right? Otherwise it will be messed up. Where we are going to stay, how we are going to go, what places we are going to go. If we don't follow rules, 20 people will be do 20 different things. It will be chaos, right? So we are going to follow a rules. That's the same thing at methodology. To develop a software, we're going to follow certain rules. Now, when they develop a software, meaning coding, the developer will write codes, what kind of like application software they will use to make the software, and when they will tell the tester it is ready. All these kind of things are like methodology. Nothing. That's very simple. Okay, so set of rules that you're going to follow to develop a software. That's it. That's methodology. Like I said again, there are different methodology. Agile is the most popular one. We're going to talk about agile. Now, what is agile then? Agile means whenever we develop a software, let's say I'm going to make a software for a CVS pharmacy, right? It's going to take 6 months. Now, 6 months, 10 people will be working in this project 6 months, and CVS will give me the money and I will develop the software. So if I do that, I will communicate with CVS. How often I will communicate with CVS? Am I going to tell CVS after 6 months when everything is ready to come and take the software? Or I'm going to tell him every week or every 2 weeks or every month? How I will communicate with him? And when I communicate with him, what I'll tell him, what I'll show him. All these different kinds of things, the process, the planning is methodology. So, um, so that's it basically. Methodology are set of rules we're going to follow, right? That's it. Now, I already sent you the slide. Go through it, read it, then you will have an understanding. But I'm going to talk about in details, like all the steps, all the component of agile methodology. Now, in an agile methodology, meaning let's say we are going to make a software in 6 months, right? From starting today, after 6 months, the software will be completed. Now, if we like make this software in 6 months, after 6 months, if I call CBS, okay, come and get the software, and if he comes and tell him, oh, I don't like this software, whatever I tell him is different, I don't like this, change that, is a big problem, right? So what we will do is, we are going to, instead of like telling CBS in 6 months later, I'm going to call CBS every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or every month one time to come and see our progress of the work. Did you get this point? Like, what I'm saying is, it's going to take 6 months, right? So I starting today, after 6 months, I can call CBS, okay, come, your software is ready, go and take it, right? But, and then what happened? If he comes and says, oh, I don't like it, this is not what I want, you give me the wrong thing, then what? Change this, change that, is a big problem. So to be on the safe side, to play safe, instead of telling him at the end, I'm going to tell him every 2 weeks. I'm going to call CBS, I'm going to tell him, can you send one of your guy every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or once a month to come and see our progress. If you do not like anything, I'll change it, so that we can, like, it's like building. If I make a building like 5-story building, in 6 months, if I tell the client after 6 months, okay, see, your building is ready, and if he doesn't like it, then I have to break down the whole building and make a new one. It's a big problem. So instead of that, when I finish first floor, I'm going to tell him to come and check. If he doesn't like anything, I can change it right there. And then second floor, once it's ready, I'm going to tell him to come and check. And then third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. So every time once I make a floor, I'm going to tell him to come and check. In that way, if there is a mistake, I can fix it right there. It will be cost effective, right? Times also, we can save time. So basically, instead of making the whole product and show it to the client, we can break it down piece by piece and show it to the client in the small piece. Anything changes, I can change it right there, right? Small piece, it probably take few days. Where in 6 months, maybe the whole thing is wrong, or maybe 20 different things wrong. It's going to take another 2 months, right? It's a big problem. So Agile is basically break down the whole thing in smaller piece, make it, show it to the client, and if anything the client doesn't like, change it and show it to the client again. Okay, in that way, client will know what we are doing. He will be on top of everything, and we also know that whatever we built so far is correct, right? Because we are showing to the client. So the client says, okay, that's all it matters, right? Even if it's wrong, the client says, oh, I like it, good, right? So we are breaking it down piece by piece, showing it to the client, and we are progressing like that. After 6 months, we know that everything will be ready, done. That's like Agile, break down piece by piece, show it to the client, and deliver the product at the end. That's the main difference with waterfall. So Agile is that. Okay. Now Agile, whenever we develop, there is different approach, different component, different meeting we go through. We need to know all these pieces. Now in Agile, in 6 months, let's say it will take us 6 months to finish the product. Now in 6 months, we go through different kinds of meeting, communication wise, we have to, meetings, regular meetings, that in office, every meeting, office has meetings. What kind of meetings those are? Different meeting has a different name. Let's go through this meeting first. Though this is the name of this meeting. Okay, let's talk about this first. Now, see, let's talk about this number 2 first. Sprint planning meeting. Now, what is that? Okay, then sprint planning meeting. What is sprint? That's the first thing. Now, as I told you before, now 6 months, we're going to take 6 months to make the whole thing, right? But we're going to break it down piece by piece. Like say in 2 weeks, the client is going to come, or 1 month, the client is going to come, or 6 weeks, the client is going to come to see our progress, right? Now, these 2 weeks, whenever, like say starting today, in 2 weeks, the client is going to come, right? So in 2 weeks period, it's called a sprint. Or if the client comes in 3 weeks or 1 month, basically starting today, whenever we're going to finish a piece, whenever we're going to finish it, not the whole thing, we are breaking it down, right? Let's say 6 months, we are breaking it down in 6 pieces. 1 month is piece, right? In 1 month, in IT, this 1 month period is called sprint. It's like a fancy name. Instead of calling time frame, instead of calling a period of time, it calls sprint. Fancy way to say it. It's just a fancy name. That's all. So sprint is the breakdown time that we have to complete something, a piece of time. 6 months we're going to complete the whole thing, but we are breaking it down piece by piece. Let's say 2 weeks we're going to finish this, show it to the client, and then client is not going to come next 2 weeks. He's going to come probably in 3 weeks from then. So in 3 weeks period he's going to call sprint, and then next time he's going to come after 1 week. 1 week is a sprint. Probably then after that he's going to come in 6 weeks. That 6 weeks is called sprint. So basically the time frame, the time that we're going to complete something to show it to the client, those are called sprint. Okay, it's like a period of time, block of time, piece of time. Sprint, fancy name, nothing else. Okay, so sprint meaning I'm starting today, in 3 weeks I'm going to finish something, and then client is going to come after 3 weeks. Like today is, let's say January 1st, and client is going to come in January 21st. It's 3 weeks. So is this 3 weeks, January 1st to January 21st, in 3 weeks is called a sprint. Okay, in 3 weeks what we are going to do, who's going to do what in a team is going to, I'm not going to do it by myself, right? Is will be developer involved, tester involved, DBA involved, product owner involved, BA involved, a lot of people involved in there, right? So everybody has their own task, right? So a lot of people will do a lot of things. Who will do what? That's we're going to plan first. Before we even start doing it, we have to plan it. Who's going to do what? Like there should be 30 different kinds of tasks that 10 people will do, right? I'm going to do probably 3 tasks. My coworker will be 2 tasks. Another people will be doing 5 tasks, right? Who's going to do what? How long is going to take? All this kind of thing we're going to plan first. So the day we plan, okay, the day we plan, let's say today we are planning. So we are going to go a meeting. All these people, 10 people that are involved in this project, we are going to go in a room for a meeting. This meeting called sprint planning meeting. Now sprint means was time, planning means in this time what we are going to do, right? That's planning. So that's why it's called sprint planning meeting. Now this meeting is once happen in a sprint. Every sprint there will be sprint planning meeting, every sprint. Now the first day it happens, let's say today we are start working, so today will happen this sprint planning meeting. There's it never more than a day. Sprint planning meeting doesn't happen more than a day. It doesn't happen 2 days. I have to finish it by today. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours, could be 8 hours, could be 10 hours, 12 hours, but never more than a day. I have to finish it by today. That's the properties of this meeting. I have to finish this meeting by one day. Basically, in this meeting, what happens is we decide who's going to do what. Okay, that's all. Like there will be a task, who's going to do what. That's all we do in this meeting. It's called sprint planning meeting. Who's going to do what? Okay, that's it. Sprint planning meeting. And then daily scrum or stand-up meeting. As you can see, the name is saying daily scrum. Daily. Meaning what? It happens every day, right? In every day, what happens? Today, what happened? Sprint planning meeting. We plan what we will do. Done, right? We are done. Tomorrow we come in the morning. Every day, starting tomorrow, every day until the 21st, right? 3 weeks. I said the sprint is. So until the day we finish the sprint, every morning we're gonna have a very short meeting. For like say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 the most, not more than that, maybe 10-15 minutes. What happens is whoever are working in this team, maybe let's say 5-10 people, who's going to go to a room for a very quick meeting, 15 minutes, like I said, 10 minutes, go into this room and they're going to say every day, right? Let's say today I'm going to go to this meeting with everybody and I'm going to say what I did yesterday and what I am planning to do today, because this meeting happens in the morning, right? At 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to tell in this meeting, like I said, 10 people sit, sit or stand up in a room, and anybody can start. Let's say I started. So I'm going to say, okay, I work on, creating some script on budgeting yesterday. Is completed, and I'm planning to work, there is some more work pending on budgeting. I'm going to do it today. So I said what I did yesterday, and I also said what I'm planning to do today. That's it. That's the two things I'm going to say. One optional thing. Three things usually we say. Two must, what I did yesterday, what I am going to do today, and one more thing. If anything is affecting my work, is anything is stopping me to do my job, okay, if anything is there that bothering me to do my job, let's say my database connection, there is no database connection, database is down, or more the application I'm testing is not working, the server is down, things like that, or another manager from another team is asking me to do something, for him. This kind of anything that is bothering me or stopping me to do this task, I'm going to explain in this meeting. So three things, right? Two must, what I did yesterday, what I'm going to do today, and optional, if there is anything that is bothering me, if there is anything that is bothering me, I'm going to mention, okay, this is happening so that I cannot do my work. This is a problem for me. That's it. We are going to only mention. We are not going to discuss how to solve this problem. It's very, very important for the interview. When they ask you what we talk about in the sprint planning meeting, I'm sorry, daily scrum meeting, you have to mention this. We only mention our problem. We do not discuss how to solve the problem. After the meeting, we discuss how to solve it. But in the meeting, once again, it's very important. We only mention what is our problem. Let's say I have a problem with I have a headache. Okay, so all I'm going to say, I have a headache, I cannot work. I'm just saying, I don't say that. You don't say in your meeting that you have a headache. Okay, that's not the thing, but it's work related. So I'm just giving an example. Let's say I'm going to say I work on database yesterday, and I'm going to continue working on the same thing today, and I have a headache, I cannot work. No, you don't say I have a headache. I mean, I have a headache. You say that I have a headache, I cannot work. But we don't discuss, oh, I'm going to take Tylenol, or I'm going to take a rest, or I'm going to take a day off, or I'm going to go out for a fresh air. This is how I'm going to solve my headache problem. That's not what we talk about. We talk about what is my problem. My problem is the headache. That's it, I'm going to say. Right? Okay, so let's refresh. In the stand-up meeting, when my turn comes, 10 people, if it's there, 20 people, 15 people, all of them are going to talk about it. Right? When my turns comes, like everybody, I'm going to say what I did yesterday. I work on database testing yesterday. What I'm going to do today, I am going to work more on database testing today. So these two things must I have to say. Third thing, optional. If I have a problem, my database is down, I'm going to say that my database is down. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm not going to discuss how I can solve this problem. Okay, that's the important point. Interview, they wants to know that. You know that. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say in the daily scrum meeting. If it happens daily. Now, why is saying stand-up meeting? Because it's very short, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Nobody has time to sit down, relax and everything. Just rush into a room, tell all these three things like everybody else quickly, and then leave the room. That's it. That's why it's called stand-up. No time to sit down. Okay, that's it. No worries if you do not understand right now. I'm going to review over and over again. Okay, this is very simple, nothing complicated. But since this is a new thing, it will be complicated for you for maybe one time. But if you review it one more time, it will be very easy. Trust me, it's very easy. Okay, number 4, sprint review meeting. Now what I am saying, make it light, I think. Now I am saying, like 3 weeks I'm going to do something, right? After 3 weeks, client is going to come, right? So when client is going to come, let's say January 21st, client is going to come. So I'm going to show whatever I did on January 21st to the client. That day, same thing, there will be a meeting. Everybody will come, client will come, right? We are going to present to the client what we did in these 3 weeks. And that day we are going in a meeting, right? In a meeting, we are calling a meeting and everybody is coming. So what we call that meeting, that's called sprint review or debrief. Debrief meaning explaining shortly, and review meaning what? We are reviewing with the client, right? We are showing it to the client, and client is going to evaluate it, or client is going to review it and give us a feedback. Client is going to say, okay, I like this, I don't like that, or can you fix that, or everything is fine, right? It's a review. Client is going to review it and will give us a feedback. Based on that, we're going to do our next thing, or we're going to fix this, right? So that's called is a review meeting. So that's a sprint review. So sprint planning meeting number one, first days happens. What we will be doing? Sprint review is the last day of the sprint. What we did so far, we are showing you to the client, right? That's sprint review. Now after that, let's say today is the last day. Today is January 31st, last day. We show it to the client. Client say everything is fine, good, you are set. Let's move on, right? Now tomorrow or anytime after the sprint review meeting, anytime it could be, if today's, let's say, end of the sprint, next week or next tomorrow or after 2 weeks, any day is an optional meeting. Sometimes we set up a meeting, is called retrospective. What does that mean? That means, let's say if 20 people, we went to a Europe tour, right? We went to Europe for a month, we went to different country, we visit, everything is fine, good, no, nice. Now same 20 people, we are planning to go in Africa. Now what we're going to do, we can call a meeting saying, okay, let's discuss based on our previous experience on Europe tour, the way we did all our work, what we did good, we should do it in our Africa tour, and what was messed up, what we should not do, right? What we should not do, that we need to change, right? So basically what we did in our Europe tour last time, we can discuss, okay, this is the thing we did good. Let's say we took a bus tour, we took a train trip, this is good, but we should not drive. So in Africa tour, we are not going to drive. Those are the things we discuss, whatever from our previous experience, what we did good, what we did not do good, what we need to change, things like that we discuss, okay, in a meeting. It's an optional thing. Some people does it, some people does not do it, some place I mean. So that's called retrospective meeting. It's like a discussion about what you did so far and what we need to change, like, those are the retrospective meeting. Another meeting is like the first one, the backlog grooming or refinement meeting. Now what is that? Now in the sprint planning meeting, as I told you, in 6 months we're going to finish this in this project, right? 6 months, we break it down, let's say 6 pieces, right? Each month one. Now which month what we will do, that's also been decided before the sprint planning meeting. Okay, in January we'll do this, February we'll do this, March, April, May, June we're going to do this. Those things are discussed before in a meeting. Like high level people are involved in there, let's say project manager, business analyst, and then software architect, and then probably client side people. Those on that meeting, they are discussed high level when we should do what, those are discussed. Not developer or tester or test manager, they are not involved in there because it's not necessary. So in that meeting we call it backlog grooming or refinement meeting. That's the 5 meeting that we need to memorize the name and of course what we do in each meeting. Okay, that's the meeting thing. Now in a team, let's say, as I said, 6 months we'll do, or 8 months, 12 months we're going to work, like say 10 people or 15 people. Now different kind of people work. Look, in a restaurant, let's say in a restaurant, different job title people work, right? Now what do you mean job title? Like, so we have busboy who clean, bring the food, and I mean not to bring the food, who clean the table, right? Or give you water and all this thing. And then food runner who bring the food, and then waiter, right? We have, and then cook we have floor manager, right? So different kind of people we have in a restaurant: cook, food runner, busboy, waiter, captain, and all this kind of thing. Same thing in a software, all these 10, 12, 15 people working, they have a different title, right? Different kind of people work. So it's like that. This is the first 1, 2, 3 that you can see. Product owner, scrum master, team, like business analyst, developer, tester. Who are they? Tester, we know who will be testing it. Developer who will write the code, actual code. Now what is business analyst? Business analyst means who knows about the business flow, who knows what the software supposed to perform was end user, how the end user will use this software, right? Let's say if I want to make a software for a grocery store, right? I don't know how this grocery store will work. Or if I want to make a software for a pharmacist, right? I don't know how the pharmacy run. So I need to talk to someone who knows about pharmacy business. So that person who knows pharmacy business is called BA. Is a business people who knows how to like run the business. Okay, there's BA. These are the team member. Now product owner and scrum master. So the scrum master in the whole team, like 10 people or 20 people or 15 people in the team, scrum master are kind of the organizer. He's not the boss though. There's the misconception, misunderstanding. Scrum master is not the boss, but he organizes everything. He documents everything. Let's say in the stand-up meeting, daily scrum meeting, I said everybody mentioned who's going to do what, right? Somebody write it down. Somebody write it down to show the progress. Who write it down? Scrum master. If I have a problem, who solve the problem? Scrum master. He is the organizer of this whole team. He's not a project manager though. He's not a project manager, or he is not a leader or anything. He's like a team member. His job is to write down everything, who's going to do what. That's all. And if he does not get done on time, he asks you why it does not get done. Not because he's boss, that's not the purpose, because he wants to know if anything is bothering me, so then he can solve it. Okay, so Scrum Master documents everything, he organizes everything. He's a facilitator basically. He facilitates things, that's all. Product owner. Product owner is the who owns the product. I'm making a software, right? So whoever owns everything, like whoever is the head of the software, who knows under whom the software is going to be built, is the product owner. Is the main person, key person on this software. That's product owner. So there's are the basic like high level, not high level in details, you could say, understanding of the different component of agile. So now this all the thing that I already gave you, you can read it in details, then you can have an understanding, and then we're going to talk in details. Okay, now there is few more definition here. We need to know all this. Is very, very important for the interview. Trust me, in SDLC there will be 25 to 50% question in especially in like manual testing. At least 50% question guarantee you will be from SDLC. And a lot of question usually comes from this agile. Is very conceptual. You have to understand words that means, not only a definition. Never ever memorize definition. You want memorize the keyword and understand what that mean. Okay, so let's go through one by one. Sprint, as I told you, is a fancy name. It's a time frame. It's a block of time. Okay, it's a block of time. Is a fancy name, time frame. Okay, sprint. The 1 month, 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks. That's all. Sprint. So usually sprint, let me tell you this. Usually sprint is not like 3 months, 4 months. Sprint is a short period of time. Okay, it could be 1 week. Usually sprint a 2 to 4 weeks. Standard 2 to 4 weeks. Not then more than 4 weeks. Not less than 2 weeks. Usually it could be 1 week. It could be 8 weeks. But not like more than that. Then if it's a huge thing, you make a lot of things, and then if you make a mistake, then you have to lost whole 2 months probably. That's why sprint is really short time. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. That's it. Now what is sprint backlog? See, there is two backlog here. It says release backlog, right? And then sprint backlog. What is sprint backlog? Backlog is like list of the things that we will be doing. List of the things that we will be doing in the sprint. Okay, sprint backlog, like I said, in 1 month, right? 6 months we complete it in, we break it down by 1 month. So what we will be doing in this 1 month? What are the things we will complete in this 1 month? Those listing are, excuse me, Those listing are sprint backlog. Very simple. Okay. What we will be doing in this 1 month is sprint backlog. Now, there is another thing, product backlog. What is product backlog? There is in 6 months, what we'll do, in 6 months, like complete list of the things that we'll be doing in 6 months. Those are called product. Whole list, everything that we'll do in 6 months is the product backlog. In a sprint, what we'll do in a single sprint is sprint backlog. Now release backlog. Here is the thing, release backlog. Let's say if we make a software, right, 6 months. Now there's a different component. Maybe one component is gonna, in a pharmacy, let's say one component is to sell medicine, one component to sell all this liquid that they have, or I mean let's say one is for pharmacy and one is for what do you call the makeups, like makeups things, and one is for probably Photoshop, right? They print photo, different component they have. So all are different component. After 6 months, you're going to put it together and give it to the client. Now what we can do, if we make in 2 months, we can finish the component for pharmacy. If you can finish the pharmacy, or if you can finish for makeup things, right, we can give it to the client. Okay, is pharmacy part is done, you go and use it, right? We can say that. So this is the release one. Pharmacy is one release, and then makeup is one release, and then makeup and cosmetics, same thing, it's one release, and then for other things another release. So we are breaking it down in different component. All are working model, right? Working model. Pharmacy is working, makeup cosmetics is working, and the other product is working also. So we're gonna, in first 2 months, we're gonna make it pharmacy, we're gonna give it to the client. It's called release one, right? And then another 2 months, we're gonna make it for cosmetics, give it to the client, make it work, right? Let him use it. It's release 2, and the final release will be for other product. It's release 3. So release backlog means in a release, what the other thing will be doing. That's release backlog. Okay. Now sprint burn down chart and release burn down chart is nothing but a simple chart. What happens is, in a room, in the wall, you just write down all the things that we need to do, and then just cross them, what is completed, what is not completed, just cross them, what is completed. So it's a chart that everybody can see what is completed and what is not completed. In a sprint, we have a chart. For the whole product, release, we have a chart. Okay, that's that's called like sprint burn down chart and release burn down chart. It's like a chart that we can display in Excel or in the wall in the room that we are working together, so that everybody can see what's going on. That's all. That's the sprint burn down chart and release burn down chart. So that's the component. Another keyword that we need to know. And then what else you're going to talk? Okay, this thing is also important. These are some key points that we use in an agile methodology. Theme, epic, story, task. Look, this thing, read it. Do not understand, we're going to talk over and over again. It's very, very simple, nothing complicated. Okay, but we're going to talk in details. So theme describes a view of product. What does that mean? Such as a trading application or an abstract goal. Now what does that mean? Theme means basically the high level. What is the product supposed to do? Let's say I will make a software for a banking for stock market. That's my theme. I am going to make a software for stock market. That's my theme. I'm going to make a software to sell cosmetics. Like any store can use that. Or I'm going to sell I'm going to make a software for a bank for investment banking. That's the theme. Like high level wise, what the software will do, that's called theme. Now in the theme there is a breakdown. Epic is a group of related user story. Now what is epic? Let's say I'm going to make a software that can any retail store can use. Retail store meaning CVS, Do and Read, Walgreens, all this kind of thing, they can use a software like buy and like sell the product. That's my theme. Now epic, let's say one part, as I told you before, is for cosmetics, one part is for pharmacy, right? These are the things, different breakdown part are epic. Group of related user story. User story means how the software will be used. That's it. Okay. Now the story. Now the epic is made up of group of stories. Now say it's another way we can explain. Let's say how a village form with some house make a village, and few village make a union, and then few union make upazila, right, or thana. Like this is how it is. So theme is the high level, it's a country, and then EP could be division or district, right, and then story could be upazila or thana, right. This is how it is breakdown. So story is basically like is different part from, like say, pharmacy. Pharmacy is epic, right? Now what is the story then? Story means we have a different kinds of medicine, right? One could be for vitamin, one could be for painkiller, one could be for prescribed medicine, right? Different. One could be for only children. Different kinds of breakdown there, right? These are the story. Now the task, what is task then? Task are the very smallest piece, like each individual task. Let's say how I'm going to enter sell a product, let's say toothbrush. How I'm going to sell toothbrush? How I'm going to sell paste? How I'm going to sell like say blades for a razor, right? This all the piece, like smallest piece, smallest task is the task piece of what we can do basically. So there's a breakdown thing. Okay, please go through this slide. It's nothing complicated, and of course, like I said, we're gonna talk again and again. Pretty much that's it about agile. Okay, so just a high level wise, agile is basically break down the time frame. That's the high level concept of agile. High level concept of agile, like if we make a software for 2 years, we can break it down for like 48 pieces in 2 weeks in each piece, right? This 2 weeks is called a sprint. In 2 weeks, we're going to do something, show it to the client. If the client like it, fine, we're going to move to the next one. If the client doesn't like it, we're going to fix it and then do it again, and then show it to the client again. If he likes it, we're going to move on. Okay, that's the like the high level thing of agile. Break it down in piece by piece, do the task, show it to the client, and then move on. That's the whole thing. Okay, so please go through it. We're going to talk again, and like I said, very important, most important is the keyword. Like say product backlog, memorize this word. Product backlog, memorize the word sprint, memorize the work sprint backlog. All this keyword, please memorize it. This is very important when you are going to explain this thing to in the interview. You have to use this keyword. It's very important. Memorize this word. Epic, theme, story, task is very important. Memorize all this other thing that we talk about it, like this thing. Okay, this meeting, super important to memorize all this meeting name. Is 5 meeting name, please memorize it. It's very important. Okay, so that's it for Agile. We're going to talk more again, but go through it, and then any question we're going to go through. Okay, that's it. Thanks.